Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back. So today, what I have in mind is to play with some e.l.f. products that I got for free. I went to the new flagship store that's in the mall that's near me, and I picked up the mask, which you have already seen the review on. If you haven't seen it, I will post the link below so you can check it out. And with that purchase, they gave me a cute little bag like this, filled with all kinds of goodies for free. My intention is to try them now on camera with you. So I did my base already and my brows, and I did use the e.l.f. The Poreless Face Primer. Hang on, let me pull one of these jobs. I like this. It's pretty nice. It fills in your pores. It feels smooth. It has a bit of a tea tree oil scent, so if you don't like that, I would suggest you pass on it. But if I'm not mistaken, these are either $6 or $8. It does have a pump on it, which is great. I love pumps. I also have on my lips one of the new lip oils from e.l.f., and this one is in the shade Pink Kiss. These lip oils, I will swatch it for you so you can see what it's like, but they do not have much pigmentation, as you can see. When you put them on like that, yeah, but if it's on the lips, that tint is going to absorb into your natural lip color, so you're really not going to get much of a payoff. But that being said, they feel really nice on the lips, so I'm a sucker for lip products. Anybody out there just like me, I can't not have something on my lips or I will start biting them insanely. Alright, so I think what I want to play with first are these two items. So what I've got here, the first free item that I got is the Total Face Palette. It's got like a mirror reflection, which sucks because you get fingerprints all over it, but no big deal. The retail price for this is $8, and it also came with a new blending brush that they just released, which looks really nice. I mean, the ferrule is pinched, so I think it's going to be nice for a soft contour. I don't know how it's going to work for bronzer, but we're going to see how that goes. So let's just open up this palette, and hopefully you'll get the true pigmentation of the colors here. So the box says that it contains one bronzer, 2 shades of blush in peachy coral tones, and a highlighter, which is located right here. So I'm going to dip into using this brush into the bronzy shade, and I know that it's not a contour shade, but I just wanted to play with the palette to see what's what. So the first thing that I'm seeing when I touch the brush in here is that there's a lot of kick up. I don't think you can see it on there, but let's go in and see what's what. Okay, so there is pigmentation. Close-up inspection, it looks a little patchy. So Beautiful Bear, I'm not too sure what you're working with. Alright, let's try the other side. Maybe the lighting will be better that way. Okay. Alright, so there's pigmentation to it. But I feel like when you're using this brush and you're trying to blend it out, all you're going to get is a streak. So I'm going to go in with one of my Sonia Kashuk brushes and just kind of like try, there we go, blend it out a little. Because that's like, whoa mama. Alright, so I'm going to give up on this blending brush and I'm just going to bronze up my face a little bit. I feel like the foundation that I used doesn't really match me right now because I've been to the beach a few times. Have you guys been out to the beach yet? If you're living on the coast somewhere or out to your lakes, what's your favorite place to go? Alright, so looking in the mirror, it's not that bad. I know that this light is rather sharp right now, so hopefully if I pull back you'll be able to see that my face is somewhat more bronzed up. Alright, so that's that. So I do want to use the blushes from here. This one right here has like a touch more coral. Actually in this light you can see it pretty well. This one's more of a pinky shade, this one's more coral. So I think I want to go with the coral one. And let's see what kind of pigmentation. Funny, because as I tap my brush in here, it's not kicking up as much powder as the bronzer did. So let's see. Okay. That's a nice little flush of color. God, this lighting sucks. I'm so sorry, guys. My camera is in the trunk of my car, so I'm using my iPhone. And I'm just too lazy to go get it. Alright, that looks really sharp on camera, but I'm just going to blend it out. I'm going to try this highlighter. However, and that's a big however. It looks very deep, and as you can see, that's the highlighter right there. It almost looks like a cool tawny, like champagne-y color. So I'm not sure how it's gonna work on my skin tone, but we'll give it a shot. Oh, it kicks up a lot of powder though. Okay, I see the glow. However, all right, so here's my complaint. Looking at the tonality of it, the base of it, it is a very cool highlighter, and the shades of blush that are in the palette are very warm. Enough said? Yeah. So let's see how it works on the nose. Okay, not bad. I just don't think that it's the right tone for this palette. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but next thing I want to play with. All right, so here's something that for me, I don't use very much often. It is a cream eyeshadow, and it looks like this. The color is very beautiful, and the shade is Blushing Rose. Now, that being said, I'm going to use it in conjunction with a palette that I bought myself, and this palette was $8. It's also from the Beautifully Bare collection, and it's called Naked Roses. You're never going to be able to see that, so I'll just open it up and show you the palette itself. And that's what it looks like. I am a sucker for these kinds of like mauve-y shades. I think they're so delicious. Don't you? Creep factor. Okay, so because this shade is rather dark, I think I'm gonna try doing a bit of a smoky eye just so I can lay this down as a base. Let's see. Hopefully this will work. So this has a, oh, it's got a doe foot applicator. So I'm gonna come in as close as I can. Ooh, hello creasing. All right, so let's see. Hopefully this dries down to like a powder. It's got some decent pigmentation. It's a rather beautiful color. What do you think? All right, so I'm gonna use my finger to just kind of blend out the line so that when I go in and do some crease work, it's not as sharp, or as harsh, I should say, as harsh. Shit, the lighting is really crappy. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, so let's give it a second. I'm gonna repeat on the other eye. Hopefully this one you can see a little bit better. Okay. So guys, what's new? Tell me a story down below. Alright, so when I'm touching this, the consistency, it's like a really liquidy kind of silicone-y feel to it. So coming up close, let's see, let's touch. All right, it's starting to dry down, but it's still kind of sticky, and that worries me because my eyelids are very oily. So I do have a primer down, but I would be concerned if this doesn't dry 100%, because I feel like within a couple hours I would probably have like really bad creasing in my lids. Okay, so let me grab my usual brush. This palette does have a matte cream shade, which I like. It has a nice transition shade, which is the mauve one, a deeper one for your outer corners, a nice lid shade right here, and this one you can use as a pop-up highlight either on your inner corners or on your brow bone. But lately I've been preferring a matte brow bone. I don't know why. I used to do frosty ones all the time. Like back when Jaclyn Hill started her channel, we were all about the frosty brow bone. Oh, so first feel, like when I'm applying the shadow, it feels really nice and smooth. And I hope you can see that there is some pigmentation to it. It did brighten up underneath my eye a bit. So I've got like a couple little folds here, so I always pull my eyelid a bit. Okay, so let me grab a crease brush. I'm gonna use my, I don't even remember what the hell is the name of this, my Royal & Langnickel large crease brush. It is BOM 44. If you're interested, I love this brush. So Royal & Langnickel. Okay, I'm going into that mauve shade. These do kick up some powder. I think you can see it like reflected right there in the mirror. And I'm just gonna go lightly into the crease. Oh wow, this has some nice ass pigmentation. Holy shit. Sorry guys, I curse a lot. Mea culpa, mea culpa. But they say people who curse a lot, they say we're really honest. And I like to think that that's true. I'd like to think that that's true. Alright, I love this color. And it blends out so, so nicely. Ooh, yes, girl. I might have to go back and get the rest of these palettes. Because for $8, yo, can't beat it. e.l.f. is really stepping up their game lately. I never ever used to give them the time of day, because back when I started getting into makeup, they only ever had like those $1, like everything literally was $1. So I'm like, how good can this possibly be? And they were always sold like at the dollar store, or like way back in the day, like Gordon's. I don't know if you guys ever had a Gordon's near you. So I'm going to apply some of this satiny, what would you call this? It's kind of like a bronzy copper shade to my lids. And I'm not trying to be like all crazy with this look either, but I do want to end up with somewhat of a bronzy smoky eye. And shit, I just got that all over my inner corner. Genius. Okay. Alright. So far, so good. Do you see how dark that shadow is? It's so nicely pigmented. Oh my god, e.l.f. like, yes. So if you've used e.l.f. products before, what's your favorite one? Like, what are your ride or dies from e.l.f.? And have any of you guys tried the skincare line? I've been curious about it. I mean, I did try the mask and everything, and if you go back into the video, you'll know exactly how I feel about it. But I haven't tried anything else because I'm so addicted to my Mary Kay skincare that I really try not to like stray away from it because it's been so good for my skin. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a tighter crease brush if I could find it. Okay, so this one's my Japanesque. It is the 836. I'm sorry that it's dirty. It is what it is. Don't judge me. And it tries to be a MAC 217 knockoff, so it works just as well though. Alright, so I'm going to push this into my outer corner. Oh, wow. Holy Moses. So I'll say shit, and I'll say all kinds of other things, but I will say holy Moses when it comes down to it. Ah, the struggle is real. Okay. These shadows, guys, they're bomb. They're freaking bomb. It's not even taking me that much effort to blend out. And I do like to go back and forth between my larger crease brush and my smaller one so that I can diffuse without adding any extra product. But wow, okay. That's pretty nice. Okay, let me just repeat the process on the other side. They do kick up a lot of product, I will say that, but it's, to me, as long as they're applying in a pigmented fashion, which you can see, and as long as they're blending out well, I really don't care that much about it, because come on, how long does it really take you to go through a pan of eyeshadow? Like 500 years, at least it does for me. So, long story short, I don't care if it kicks up powder. Just blow it off. Okay. I'm gonna switch back and just blend a little. Ah, I'm so in love. I have to go back and see what other shades they have. I know there was like a blue palette. I don't know if there was a warm palette, but I was just so attracted to this mauve shade that's in here. I'm just gonna pick up a little bit more and kind of run it along the edges. Oh, so pretty. Okay. Now I'm gonna switch to a tighter, like a little bit of a pencil brush. This one's like from Coastal Scents. It doesn't even have a number on it, to be honest with you. I don't know, it was like a generic one that I got in a palette. So I'm gonna go into that same lid shade. And actually I'm gonna use the mirror on this palette so that I can see what I'm doing, and hopefully you can too. Okay. God, guys, looking up, I know you can't really see that closely in the mirror because I'm using my iPhone. But holy crap, it is so nicely blended. They look seamless. So I'm going to stop 3/4 of the way in with this shade. And I'm going to leave that last quarter for that inner highlight. because I really like doing inner highlight. It's just my thing. So usually what I do when I apply something with a tighter brush like that, I'll go in with a fluffier brush and just diffuse underneath so that I have less of a streak under my eye and more of a blended gradient. You could also tap into like a lighter shade. Let's see if I can do this. Nope. I can't see shit. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with my, what is this? I swear. It's my Real Techniques. It's like a domed crease brush, but I think it works so well for the inner corner. So I'm just gonna pick up some of that shade right here. Sorry, I suck at showing you guys the shades. Okay. That one is not as pigmented as the other shades, but that being said, it doesn't really need to be because I think it's just meant to be a highlight shade. So that's okay. And you can always amp it up by wetting your brush with a little of MAC's Fix Plus or even water. I mean, you don't need to have Fix Plus. I'm having an issue here. There's like a little something on my face. Okay. Actually, it's not that bad. Can you see the highlight? So the only thing that I have really left to play with is a lipstick that they sent. And it's also from the Beautifully Bare line. And it is called Touch of Blush. And it looks like this. Let me pull up the bullet. So it is kind of like a winey, plummy burgundy shade. It's like a mix of both. And from what I know, it's well, I had swatched it on my hand, but let me swatch it again so you can see. It's a wash of color, which is nice for those of you who are kind of lipstick shy, but you want to try something darker. So I'm just going to blot off a little bit of that lip oil, and it leaves your lips nice and soft, guys. I would totally invest in that. And those lip oils are $6 if I didn't mention it before. Alright, so I'm not going to bother with lip liner because it's such a soft wash of color that I feel like it's pointless. It would kind of look a little 90s, to be honest with you. So let's see. Ooh, it smells good. It's like vanilla cupcakey. It feels nice. It feels like the type of lipstick that you don't have to be too worried about it bleeding past your lip line if it's a darker shade, because it has kind of like a silicone-y feel. It's definitely not like on the liquidy glossy side at all, even though it is a more sheer formula, which is nice to see because it feels really hydrating on the lips. I like the color. It's actually a lot stronger than I thought it was going to be. Overall, consensus, face palette, I would probably pass on because they have other blushes. They have a 4-pan blush palette that's in the black packaging that is really great, and it's maybe like $4 or $6. It's a little bit cheaper than this line. So I would pass on the face palette. As for the lip oils, these guys are bomb. I would say invest in them. You don't need all of them because honestly, I swatched a bunch of them in the store and I found that because there's such little pigmentation in it, you're really not going to tell a difference on your lips. So I bought 3 of them. I'm missing my coral one, but I got a pinky one and a nude one just because I'm obsessed, and they really do feel good on the lips. The face primer I love. I would invest in that as well. Eyeshadows, you already know how I feel. They're so nice. I probably should put some mascara on, but I'll do that later on. And this guy, I don't use it, but if you're the type of person that loves a cream shadow, then you might like these. There's not much pigmentation to them once they dry on the eyes, but maybe the other shades would be better. I mean, I only have this shade, so I don't have much of a reference point. But other than that, I think that's about it. So what do you think? What do you think about the colors? Did you like them? Did you feel the same way that I did about these products, or what? Alright, so if you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by and watching. If you're one of my babes, thanks again for watching as well. And if you haven't, hit that subscribe button down there, and I will talk to you guys soon. Lots of love. Mwah.